You can feel it, can't you? Something is shifting in the air, quiet, steady, undeniable. The energy that once felt distant is now pulsing closer, stronger. For so long, the divine masculine hid behind walls of logic and pride, afraid to face the depth of what he felt. But the silence that once protected him has become his prison, and now the walls are beginning to crack. This isn't just a random emotional wave. This is destiny stirring. The divine masculine has reached a breaking point with his own avoidance. The energy that once allowed him to run no longer sustains him. The distractions don't numb him anymore, and the noise of the world can't drown out the sound of your shared frequency. Because in truth, the silence was never between you, it was within him. For months, maybe years, he tried to silence the voice of his own soul. He chased success, validation, comfort, anything that could fill the space where truth should have lived. But the universe has been patient, waiting for the exact moment when running would no longer work. And that moment is now. The divine pressure is rising, and he's being forced to listen, not to you, but to himself. You've felt it too. The sudden energetic pull, the restless nights, the emotions that surface out of nowhere. That's not coincidence, it's resonance. It's the soul connection syncing again, as both energies move toward the same frequency of truth. He's beginning to remember what this silence really meant. Not rejection, not indifference, but preparation. The divine masculine silence was never about absence. It was about awakening. The universe isolated him to strip away illusions, to make him see where he was pretending, where he was small, where he was hiding from love. And through that emptiness, he's learned something powerful. No amount of distance can silence a divine connection that was written before time began. The feminine, meanwhile, has evolved beyond the need to chase. Her stillness has become her strength. Her detachment has turned into magnetism. She no longer vibrates from longing. She vibrates from knowing. And that vibration has reached him. Her peace has become the echo that breaks his silence. Her healing has become the mirror that forces him to face what he truly feels. Right now, the divine masculine is standing on the edge of transformation. The silence that once gave him control now feels unbearable. He's being pulled to speak, to reach out, to align with the truth he's avoided. It's not easy. It never is. But the energy of October's end and November's opening is pushing him toward action. The energy of suppression is turning into revelation. He might not have the words yet, but the shift has already begun. He's replaying conversations in his mind, feeling emotions he thought were gone, dreams, signs, memories. They haunt him not as pain, but as reminders. The silence is breaking because the connection demands truth. And in this new vibration, nothing hidden can survive. This is the moment you've been sensing, when the masculine begins to awaken not through your voice, but through your energy. Your surrender has spoken louder than any message could, and the universe is now reflecting that mastery back to you. The silence wasn't a punishment. It was a prophecy, a sacred pause before the heart reopens. The divine masculine is remembering. He's realizing that silence doesn't protect love, it delays it. And the pull he feels now isn't confusion, it's recognition. Recognition of you, of the truth, of everything his soul has been preparing for. So when you feel the energy shift, breathe. You don't need to chase this moment. It's already moving toward you. Because the silence that once separated you is now becoming the bridge. And the voice that once trembled with fear is about to speak with truth. The divine masculine is breaking his silence. And when he does, nothing will sound the same again. Silence was never the end. It was the cocoon. For months, maybe lifetimes, the divine masculine lived inside that stillness, mistaking it for safety. He thought that if he kept quiet, if he stayed busy, if he numbed his heart long enough, the truth would fade. But truth doesn't dissolve in silence. It amplifies. And now that energy is echoing back through every corner of his soul. You can feel it in the collective field. The air is charged, heavy with anticipation. The silence that once felt endless is becoming electric. The divine masculine is being called out of hiding by the same energy he tried to ignore. He's being pulled by vibration, not logic, by memory, not control. Because no matter how long he's tried to suppress it, the soul always remembers what the mind forgets. This silence wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The universe needed him to face himself before he could face you, to see where he was building walls instead of bridges, and to understand that avoidance is not strength, it's delay. Every unanswered message, every closed door, every distance between you served a purpose, to bring him into alignment with his own truth. And that truth is rising now. The divine masculine is feeling emotions resurface that he thought were buried for good. Old memories replay like echoes in his mind. Moments of connection, things left unsaid, chances not taken. At first, it feels like regret, But beneath that regret is recognition. He's realizing that the silence didn't separate him from you. It exposed everything he still needed to heal within himself. The feminine, on the other hand, has evolved. She no longer waits. She radiates. She has turned pain into peace, longing into purpose, and detachment into divine strength. While he was silent, she was rebuilding. While he was hiding, she was ascending. And now, the energy she holds is no longer one of seeking, it's one of sovereignty. That's what he feels now, even from afar. Her frequency has changed. She no longer vibrates as the version who waited for him. She vibrates as the version who walks with God. And that shift is what transforms the silence into movement. Because when one twin stabilizes in divine truth, the connection begins to pulse again, not from words, but from energy. Her alignment becomes his awakening. The love she holds without chasing becomes the light that pulls him home. The masculine's awakening doesn't look graceful. It's messy, emotional, disorienting. He feels the weight of his choices, the pull of destiny, the magnetic force of what never truly ended. He might not reach out immediately, but the silence he once clung to no longer feels peaceful. It feels suffocating. The energy is shifting inside him, forcing him to release the masks that once made him feel in control. And for the first time in a long time, his soul is louder than his ego. This is the divine turning point, when silence becomes sound again, not through words, but through vibration. You'll feel it in waves, the sudden calm after restlessness, the subtle warmth in meditation, the dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. Those are signals that the energetic current is moving. The connection is reactivating. It's not about messages or appearances. It's about energy aligning back to truth. The feminine doesn't need to do anything now. Her only task is to remain in that sacred neutrality, where peace holds more power than pursuit, because the masculine can only rise in an atmosphere of grace, not pressure. He's not being pushed. He's being drawn by the light that has never stopped calling him home. Soon, the silence will break, not with noise, but with clarity. The words that once felt impossible will flow easily. The energy that once separated will merge effortlessly. Because what was being built in silence is now ready to be revealed in sound. And when it happens, you'll understand why it had to be this way. The silence was never a pause. It was the palta of transformation. Every quiet night, every unanswered prayer, every sign that made no sense was weaving a new alignment behind the scenes. And now, as the energy rises, the message becomes clear. The silence was not rejection, it was the recalibration of divine timing. Awakening doesn't arrive as light, it begins as collapse. Before the divine masculine can rise, the illusion he built must crumble. The image, the armor, the control, everything he used to protect himself from love is now dissolving. And as those walls fall, what's left is raw truth. Painful, humbling, beautiful truth. For a long time, the masculine believed strength meant silence. He equated distance with safety and suppression with control. But the universe never allows false strength to last forever. The more he tried to ignore what he felt, the louder his soul became. Until one day, the silence stopped feeling peaceful. It started to feel empty. That emptiness is not punishment. It's the beginning of remembering. Because only when everything external loses meaning does the inner voice become clear. He's starting to understand that what he thought was weakness, emotion, vulnerability, honesty, was always the real power. And every time he tried to hide from that truth, he was only running from himself. This is the essence of the masculine awakening, the confrontation with his own soul. It doesn't happen through miracles, it happens through breakdowns. The same memories that once made him run now follow him everywhere. Your energy appears in songs, dreams, random moments of silence. He can't explain it logically anymore, because it's not logic calling him, it's destiny. The feminine has become the mirror of that destiny. Her stillness is what reflects his unrest. Her peace exposes the storm he carries. Her calm vibration shows him what alignment feels like. She's not saving him. She's showing him the way out of his own illusion. And whether he realizes it consciously or not, her energy is the compass pulling him toward truth. In this stage, the masculine feels two opposing forces, guilt and grace. Guilt for what he didn't do, what he said or avoided, and grace, that mysterious, forgiving energy that he can't understand but can deeply feel. That grace is the feminine's love, pure and unconditional. It doesn't chase him, doesn't pressure him, doesn't beg. It simply is. And that presence alone begins to heal him. The masculine awakening isn't a single event. It's a series of realizations that change him from the inside out. He begins to question what he values. The things that once mattered, attention, approval, material success, now feel hollow. He starts to crave depth, purpose, meaning. He wants to feel again, even if feeling hurts. Because for the first time, he senses that pain is not the end, it's the doorway. The more he accepts his emotions, the more his heart reopens. And when his heart reopens, the connection begins to stabilize. That's why the feminine silence matters so much now. It creates the space he needs to awaken. Her stillness gives him room to feel without fear of judgment. Her distance becomes his reflection, and her peace teaches him that love can exist without pressure. He starts to see her differently now, not as the one who hurt him or demanded too much, but as the one who waited without waiting, the one who loved without needing to prove it, the one whose energy remained soft when everything else was loud. That realization breaks him open in the most divine way, because the truth he's awakening to isn't about her, it's about himself. He's remembering who he was before fear, before ego, before conditioning. He's beginning to feel the divinity within him, the same light he once saw in her. And that's the moment everything changes. The masculine is awakening not because he's being forced to, but because his soul can't stay asleep anymore. The vibration of truth has become louder than his excuses. And though his words may not come yet, his energy already has. You'll feel it, the warmth in meditation, the sudden sense of connection, the inner peace that replaces longing. That's the sign his energy is returning. This is not the end of silence. It's the rebirth that silence prepared. Because the awakening of the masculine is not about saying, "I'm ready." It's about becoming ready through truth. And the moment he stops running from what he feels, the path that once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. How the feminine's energy guides the shift. Every spiritual turning point begins with vibration, not action. And in this sacred moment of the twin flame journey, it's the divine feminine's energy that moves everything forward. Quietly, powerfully, invisibly. The masculine's awakening didn't happen by accident. It was triggered by the frequency she became. While he hid behind logic, she learned to live from soul. While he resisted the truth, she surrendered to it. And through that surrender, the feminine became the anchor of this entire connection. She didn't demand his return. She created a vibration he could return to. That's how love leads in the higher realms. Not through chasing, but through embodiment. This is what makes her energy so magnetic now. She's no longer asking when. She's saying, "I am." She vibrates as one who already possesses what she once prayed for. That frequency changes everything, because in the universe, energy doesn't chase, it attracts. and the feminine who remembers her divinity becomes the gravitational pull that realigns the masculine with truth. It's subtle but unstoppable. He feels it in dreams, through synchronicities, through emotions he can't explain. He might try to distract himself, but the peace in her energy keeps calling him. It's not a voice, it's a resonance, a vibration that whispers home. And no matter how far he's gone, that vibration is stronger than fear. The feminine energy doesn't need to control timing because she has become time itself, a living symbol of divine patience, walking in harmony with the universe's rhythm. She knows that everything unfolds exactly when the vibration is right, not a moment sooner. So she focuses not on what's missing, but on maintaining her frequency. She protects her peace like sacred fire. She nurtures her body, her intuition, her joy, not to attract him, but to honor her own evolution. And yet, by doing that, she does attract him. Because the masculine isn't drawn to her words anymore. He's drawn to her calm. He can feel the difference between the energy that needs him and the energy that simply is. That difference pulls him closer, even when he doesn't understand why. This is the divine paradox of union. When she stops trying to wake him up, he finally does. When she releases the story, the soul connection writes a new one. When she stands in love without expectation, she becomes the very frequency that love responds to. The feminine's energy is now leading not just her connection, but the collective. She's showing the world that healing doesn't have to be loud, that leadership can exist in grace, that creation happens through stillness as much as through fire. Every time she chooses peace over panic, truth over illusion, alignment over control, she shifts timelines, not only for herself, but for everyone connected to her. This is why her vibration is being refined so intensely right now. The universe is polishing her light, preparing her for visibility. She may feel tired, emotional, detached, but that's because she's shedding the last layers of fear. Her frequency is stabilizing into pure embodiment, and the masculine can feel that transformation. It's what's pulling him out of the shadows, forcing him to confront his own stagnation. He doesn't know how to say it, but her peace unsettles him in the best way. It makes him question why he ever needed chaos to feel alive. It shows him that real love doesn't demand performance. It invites presence. And that's exactly what he's learning to give. So, when the feminine wonders if she's doing enough, the answer is yes, because her energy has already become the movement. She doesn't need to chase, fix, or explain. Her light is doing the work word never could. Her vibration is the sermon his soul understands. Her stillness is the language that reaches him beyond logic. The universe has designed this moment perfectly. The masculine awakens through reflection. The feminine leads through vibration, and together they complete the cycle, one rising through surrender, the other through remembrance. This is how the silence ends, not with noise, but with harmony, not through pressure, but through peace. Because when she stands in her light without wavering, he finally remembers that this light has always been his home. It starts quietly, almost imperceptibly, a message typed and erased, a thought that lingers too long, a name that appears everywhere, no matter how much he tries to ignore it. This is how the silence begins to unravel, not in a single act, but in 1,000 small moments of surrender. For so long, the divine masculine has lived in a world of restraint. He learned to speak through actions, to hide behind logic, to protect his heart by building distance. But the energy of this new cycle no longer allows half-truths. Every wall he built to keep love out has turned into a mirror, showing him what he's been avoiding. And now his soul can no longer bear the weight of unspoken truth. Something inside him is shifting, not just emotionally, but energetically. The silence that once felt like control now feels like confinement. His body reacts before his mind does. He feels drawn to reach out, to make things right, to express what has been buried for too long. The same energy that once made him run now pulls him toward authenticity, because the heart, once awakened, refuses to stay quiet. It's not an easy process. He battles with fear of rejection, of vulnerability, of being seen too deeply. The ego fights to keep him in the familiar, whispering that silence is safer. But the soul knows better. Every sign, every synchronicity, every surge of emotion is pushing him toward truth. And when the pressure becomes too great, truth wins. You may not see it immediately, but the masculine has already started speaking, first with energy, then with action. His higher self has been communicating through dreams, emotions, and telepathic impressions. He's sending energy of reconciliation, of peace, of recognition. And soon, that energy will translate into words. Because silence is no longer compatible with the vibration he's stepping into. When he finally speaks, it won't be for validation. It will be for liberation. He's not coming back to repeat the old pattern. He's coming back to rewrite it, to express what he couldn't before, that he was never indifferent, only afraid, that he didn't leave because he didn't care, but because he didn't know how to stay. Now he does, because his silence has taught him what presence truly means. The feminine has been feeling this buildup in her field, sudden warmth in meditation, waves of emotion without reason, dreams of reconciliation. Those are not fantasies, they're transmissions. She's feeling the masculine's throat chakra opening, the release of repressed emotion, the vibration of truth preparing to surface. It's the moment before the breakthrough, when energy becomes sound. This is the sacred exchange of roles. The feminine once spoke for both. Now her silence allows him to find his voice. Her stillness has created the space where his words can be born without pressure. Her peace has softened the resistance in his heart. And now, the universe is orchestrating the divine timing that will allow their truths to meet in alignment, not in chaos. When communication begins, it won't come with fireworks. It will come with clarity. The tone of his voice, the honesty in his words, the presence behind them will tell you everything you need to know. You'll recognize it instantly, because it won't sound like the old hymn. It will sound like the man who finally stopped fighting his own soul. And that's how the energy shifts completely. When the masculine speaks from truth, the silence between souls dissolves. What once felt broken turns into understanding. What once was fear becomes peace, because expression is the final stage of awakening, the moment when energy takes form. So, if you've been feeling restless lately, sensing movement in the unseen, it's because the silence is ending. Not as revenge, not as closure, but as revelation. The divine masculine is beginning to speak, not because he was told to, but because his soul finally demands it. And when he does, you won't need to question if it's real. You'll feel it. In the tone, in the vibration, in the way the universe responds around you. Because divine truth always arrives with peace. And this time, his voice will carry the frequency of everything the silence was preparing for. The silence was the initiation. The speaking is the arrival, and the words you've waited to hear will not come to fill a void. They will come to confirm that the void was sacred all along. What happens after the silence breaks? When the silence finally breaks, the world doesn't explode. It exhales. The air feels lighter, the energy clearer. The tension that once sat between you dissolves into something softer, truer. Because this moment isn't just about words, it's about vibration catching up with destiny. The divine masculine has spoken not to explain the past, but to acknowledge the connection that never died. But what comes after that? What happens once the silence ends? The answer is integration. When truth finally reaches the surface, both souls must adjust to the frequency they've spent months or lifetimes preparing for. It's not a return to how things were. It's the beginning of how things were always meant to be. The masculine feels the shift immediately. He's relieved yet exposed. Every wall he hid behind is gone, and for the first time, he stands in full emotional daylight. It's vulnerable, unfamiliar, even frightening, but also freeing, because now he no longer has to pretend. The version of him that lived in avoidance cannot survive in this vibration of truth. He's learning that strength isn't silence, it's transparency. That love isn't control, it's courage. For the divine feminine, this is the moment she's been energetically preparing for. Not to rush in, not to prove a point, but to hold steady. Because her role after the silence isn't to direct the flow, it's to anchor it. She becomes the calm in which this new beginning takes root. The masculine will test his new wings. The feminine's grounded energy gives him the safety to fly. Communication may start slowly. A simple message, a brief conversation, an unexpected call. But underneath, the vibration is monumental. Every word carries the imprint of countless nights of prayer, healing, and surrender. The reunion doesn't happen in a single conversation. It unfolds through consistency, through honesty, through the small choices that prove both have evolved beyond the old cycles. This is the most delicate part of the journey, where patience becomes wisdom. Because after silence, the connection feels raw. Old fears may resurface. Both sides may hesitate. But the feminine now understands that discomfort doesn't mean regression. It means growth. She doesn't rush to fill the space. She allows it to breathe. She trusts the process because she finally trusts herself. Meanwhile, the masculine is learning to balance his newfound awareness with action. He's no longer running, but he's also relearning how to walk. The weight of guilt, regret, and longing is still there, but it's being transformed into purpose. He's discovering that love isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Every time he chooses honesty over avoidance, he heals a lifetime of silence. Every time he stays, even when it's uncomfortable, he proves to the universe that he's ready for alignment. The energetic merge after silence isn't loud, it's sacred. It feels like peace returning to a place that once knew chaos. It's the warmth that lingers after release, the clarity that follows confusion. And through it all, the feminine realizes something profound. She doesn't just love him, she understands him. She sees him not as the man who ran, but as the soul who was learning how to come home. The universe watches closely in this phase. It doesn't test anymore, it harmonizes. You'll notice time bending in small ways, coincidences, synchronicities, perfect timing. That's how you know the energy is syncing. Because union isn't a single event, it's a rhythm, a divine breathing where both hearts move as one. After the silence, there is no need for closure. There is only continuation, a deeper, clearer expression of what has always been true. The masculine learns to speak, the feminine learns to receive, and together they learn to create from harmony instead of separation. So if your heart feels calm but alive, if you sense something shifting beneath the surface, trust it. The silence did its job. It cleared the noise, refined the energy, and made room for this next phase. Now, it's not about waiting anymore. It's about allowing. Allowing love to take its true form without fear, without rush, without need. Because after the silence breaks, there is only truth. And truth, once spoken, never goes back to sleep. Every major shift in the twin flame journey arrives with a strange mix of peace and pressure. You feel it before it happens. The restlessness, the heaviness in the air, the sense that something is rearranging behind the scenes. That's not imagination. It's the universe aligning your energy for what's about to unfold. And as we move toward the November alignment, everything that's unstable is being shaken loose. This is not just another energy wave. It's a threshold, a portal between the past version of yourself and the reality that's waiting to anchor. The divine masculine and feminine are being recalibrated on every level: emotional, energetic, and spiritual. The silence, the purging, the sudden bursts of clarity, all of it is preparation. Because November doesn't reward resistance, it amplifies truth. You may feel it as physical exhaustion, waves of emotion, or moments of stillness, so deep it feels otherworldly. That's because your body is integrating frequencies that belong to a higher dimension of love. The heart is expanding to hold more light, and that light exposes every fragment of fear still left within you. Don't mistake the turbulence for regression. It's not collapse, it's cleansing. You're being emptied of everything that cannot cross into the next phase. The divine masculine is at a pivotal point now. He's standing between two timelines, the one where he hides and the one where he steps into purpose. The energy of avoidance has expired. He's being pulled to express, to act, to align. The more he resists, the heavier it feels, because the universe isn't allowing him to shrink anymore. His lessons are intensifying, not to punish, but to awaken. And though it might look like chaos from the outside, inside his soul, there's movement, the kind that precedes breakthrough. Meanwhile, the feminine is being refined into clarity. She has already been through the storm, and now she's being crowned with discernment. Her heart knows the truth, her energy feels the shifts, and her role now is to hold vibration, not to fix, not to force, but to stabilize. She is the lighthouse that keeps shining while the waves crash. Her silence, once painful, has become her strength. Her stillness has become her weapon. And as the masculine rises, he's being guided by her energy, even if neither of them speaks a word. The November alignment isn't about reunion as an event. It's about energetic synchronization. It's when both souls, after separate paths of growth, finally vibrate close enough for reality to respond. That's when communication begins. When opportunities appear. When divine timing stops feeling like delay and starts feeling like orchestration. Because alignment isn't something you chase, it's something you become. So, how do you prepare? By slowing down, by grounding, by choosing peace even when the mind wants to analyze everything. You prepare not by seeking signs, but by becoming the sign. The universe isn't waiting for perfection, it's waiting for coherence. The more you align your choices with your truth, the faster everything else follows. This period leading to November may bring endings, emotional purges, or moments of solitude. Don't fight them. Every departure is clearing space for divine arrival. Every silence is calibrating communication. Every pause is realignment in progress. When it feels like nothing is happening, that's when everything is being rearranged beneath the surface. And as this alignment unfolds, you'll notice a shift in your energy. Less anxiety, more knowing. Less needing, more allowing. Because that's what preparation truly means. To stop grasping and start trusting. The divine plan is already in motion. You're not late, you're not behind. You're right on time for the new frequency that November carries. And when it arrives, it won't feel like something new. It will feel like remembering peace, remembering connection, remembering love in its purest form. So breathe. Let the alignment find you. let the universe do the heavy lifting. Your only task now is to stay steady in love while everything around you reorganizes itself in truth. Because when November opens its gates, the energy will recognize its match, and that match is you. Every moment of stillness had meaning, every unanswered question, every quiet night, every space between you. It was all divine architecture. The mind called it separation, but the soul knew it was initiation. Because the silence was never punishment, it was preparation. You weren't being abandoned, you were being lined. The distance wasn't a wall, it was a mirror, showing each of you what needed to heal before reunion could hold. The silence gave you clarity, discipline, surrender. It stripped away illusion until all that was left was truth. And now that truth is calling both counterparts forward, not as they were, but as who they've become. The divine masculine needed silence to remember his own voice. He had to lose control to rediscover authenticity. The quiet forced him to listen to God, to intuition, to the echoes of the love he once ran from. And now he knows it was never her absence that hurt him. It was his own disconnection from love. The divine feminine needed silence to find her center. She had to stop speaking long enough to hear her own wisdom. In that stillness, she transformed longing into power, waiting into purpose. She stopped chasing energy and began embodying it. And in doing so, she became the frequency that heals worlds. So here they are now, two souls who learned through silence what words could never teach. The distance was never meant to divide. It was meant to refine. Because union doesn't begin when you meet. It begins when you remember. And this silence has been the remembering. Now, as the energies align for November, everything that once felt lost is finding its way home. Communication opens because truth has been integrated. Union approaches because both have become whole. What you thought was delay was divine timing synchronizing perfection. What you thought was absence was presence working quietly behind the veil. You were never waiting for them. You were waiting for yourself, for your energy to rise high enough to meet what you asked for. And now that it has, the universe is ready to deliver. The silence did not mean nothing is happening. It meant everything is happening, but you must trust first. This is the mystery of divine love. You lose what you thought you wanted, only to receive what your soul was always promised. You learn that true connection doesn't need proof, it needs presence, and that the bond between twin souls is not measured by contact, but by coherence. So take a breath. Look at how far you've come, not in distance, but in depth. Every heartbreak, every tear, every night you surrendered in faith has carved space for light to live. And now that light is beginning to take form, not as fantasy, but as manifestation. The silence was never separation. It was the sound of the divine rearranging everything in your favor. And now that the work is complete, the only thing left to do is receive. You are ready. He is awakening. The energy is aligning, and love, true, sacred, unconditional love, is finding its way home. Because the universe never forgot the promise it whispered between your souls. It simply needed you to become the version of yourself who could finally hold it